Hello, everybody. How we doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good.
As you can see, I am back in the DM chair after,
We're
some
back.
very needed weeks off. Some shit went down. Not going into it, but it's fine now.
What'd I miss?
Hello,
What? Dude, you didn't. I
No,
kept.
I cut out. I cut out completely.
Yeah, I didn't miss anything. You just missed Onyx's intro.
It's fine. Everything's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Nothing's
No,
actually
really.
happened yet. Okay. So, last we left off, the Grimm. I assume. Hello, Speckles. I assume you guys are still calling yourselves the Grimm, despite the fact that you now have a Carrie and no Handon.
And no Ephraim.
And no Ephraim. Are you still the Grimm? Who are you? What is your group name? Are you the Grimm or something else?
Crystal gems. No, I'm kidding.
Will you always save the day?
We'll try.
No.
The Bold and the Beautiful. No, that'll get us copyrighted.
I don't think copyright means anything when you don't make money off this shit.
Yeah. Name ourselves the Centerfold.
No, that's just Born Spirit Daddies.
Anyway, y'all are in the city of home. Still inside the dreamscape. You have gotten yourselves rooms for a few nights at the local tavern called the Dream State. And Sylvia, the Fearbold woman with bullhorns that come from the back of her head and curve forward, is giving you guys a tour of the city. One sec. And... Yep. Do as I say, roll 20.
No!
Ooh, map.
Sorry. I was drawing things. I got rid of it. It's okay. I got rid of
True
it.
on the map.
It's
Got rid of
okay.
it.
It's okay. It's fine. It's okay.
It's a circle.
Welcome home, you guys.
Oh, I forgot the fucking city was called home.
We literally just went over this.
I am dumb.
I like the Dream
Mood.
Team, by the way.
Thank you.
I like that this is just Bahamut.
Right next door.
Not quite. There's about a block's distance.
Oh, okay, so the tavern is called the
Okay,
Dream
I see.
State. That's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
This is the name that I gave you guys in your first episode in Home.
Keep track of this shit.
If I've got to keep track of this shit, I'm gonna make you keep track of this shit, man.
Only one of us can be the dumbass in this party, and it's me.
Excuse me, I will slap you.
Chair.
Do not
Not
make me leave my
dumbasses.
chair to go and slap you.
Andrew is not a fat ass. You are not a dumbass. Cat. Those are my dice. They are not your cat dice. Go chase that. How many people must I scold at once?
All of them, apparently.
Except for you, Onyx. I don't have to scold you.
No,
Thank
she
you.
has to scold you.
Anyway, you left the dream state, and Sylvia is currently giving you guys the tour. She pointed out in the distance where the Temple of Saheen, the Lady of the Dreamscape, is. But you guys didn't go over and look at it, you just kind of kept walking this direction. You passed up the Temple of Bahamut, and you all made a stop at Cassandra's Clockworks, where you each received, for a small price, a brand new watch or clock that you can either hang on your belts or wear on your wrist. I think 2 of you got clocks on chains and 2 of you got watches, so
I got a watch.
yeah.
Pretty sure I got a watch.
Yeah, you got a watch.
Yeah.
I think Andrew's dead. Andrew just died.
Bye, Andrew. Who's gonna
That sucks.
barbecue?
The
Well, I
dog is
can't
being
die.
needy.
The cat is dancing on the keyboard.
But at the end of session, last time, like 3 freaking weeks ago or some shit, you guys had just left Cassandra's Clockworks. And Sylvia is going to, unless you guys have any objections, Sylvia's just gonna keep walking you guys around the city.
I hold no objections.
Sure.
No problem.
Alright. So Sylvia takes you guys down a couple more streets, and you end up over here. She points to a big temple with a wooden statue out in front of it of a man with a scythe and a hat, just kind of standing casually. Behind this temple and this statue is mostly farmland. There are a few houses here and there, but most of it is farmland. And she points out and she's like, this one's the Temple of Pelor. You know, god of the harvest.
Sure, I definitely know that.
Makes sense.
Most definitely.
And like in front of it there's this big marketplace. Hold on, and I will draw some more boxes. I need to add more boxes.
Farmer's market?
More boxes.
I miss the farmer's market. Anyways, box.
That one. Temple of Pelor.
Something that just occurred to Locke. Is that a temple of Cord nearby?
Nearby, no, but there is one.
You could perhaps mark it on map later.
Of course.
I feel as though I should pay my respects for a gift I was given.
Sure thing. How about y'all not laugh at my fucking accents, please?
He amuses me so much.
They laugh when I do it too.
Well, your accents are so great.
They
was-
aren't. They're horrible. I'm working on it, okay?
Oh, I'm an Azure's.
Oh wow! Wow!
Watch
Sorry.
Oh! Oh shit! You've offended the dungeon master.
I do so much for you guys, and I get nothing.
Your accents are good too.
They're horrible, but thanks.
They're great. I love them.
It's just Azure's Brooklyn accent that he was doing last time was. It got me cracked up because I kept thinking that he was cosplaying Joey Wheeler or something. But you,
Brooklyn Rage.
Listen, when
Hey,
we watched
you.
the big day or whatever with Azure and Jess, one of the quote unquote drinking game things was every time there was a bad accent,
I'm fucking trying, okay?
So,
Most of the drinks were for my accent. It's cool.
what?
You guys both
Drink a
do
lot of
good
water
jobs.
during
All
I
of
mean,
my accents
That,
sound
that,
like
that was a
rock.
very friendly lie, Jess, but thank you.
No,
I mean, I
look,
gotta-
my
You're
only
doing
accent is
great,
rock.
honey. I love you.
I do
Doing
not
amazing.
need to be patronized.
I mean, I got a
But I
bottle
can
of Rebel
smother you
Yell.
with affection.
You
I got a
stay in
bottle of
that
Rebel Yell.
bedroom where you are so that I can get back to fucking DMing.
Okay.
I mean, I got a bottle of whiskey right here, but I'm afraid if we play this game, I might get blackout drunk tonight.
You motherfucker, I will drive to your goddamn house.
Do not.
Right,
You
come
must
over
make
here.
barbecue. Sobriety is required.
Sobriety
that's
is not
not-
required for barbecue. What kind of fucking barbecues have you been to?
None.
My point.
What?
Exactly. Anyway,
Sobriety. Well, now that we're all humiliated on YouTube, let's continue.
Sylvia's showing you guys home. She points out where the Temple of fucking Corleone is. God damn, y'all.
Who?
Corleone. He's the god of spring. And arts and crafts and shit.
I love arts and
Great.
crafts.
Look, I'm Leo.
No. Look, honey,
That's
no.
nice.
Okay.
Anyway. Moving on. She walks you guys. Where's my arrow? There it is. She walks you guys this way. Hang on. Yeah, you guys can see it. Shows you guys the Temple of Pelor, the Farmer's Market, which is absolutely bustling, and the Temple of Corleone. From there, you guys walk this direction, and there's more gardens and some smaller farms here as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, you'll see that in a second. You'll get there. It's okay. So she walks you guys that way. And you see a temple that is longer than it is deep, with massive slabs of obsidian standing behind it.
Ooh, fancy.
With names scrawled over them.
That sounds like a death thing.
I don't like this.
So this is the Temple of the Raven Queen. And... Huh?
Oh, nothing.
And she points to the obsidian slabs. See, dying here isn't exactly the same as it is everywhere else.
Nail it.
Instead, people don't really die. They usually just wake up or end up somewhere else in the dreamscape. So, rather than being the names of the dead, this is more like the names of the lost. Just because we don't know where they are.
Nice.
Hmm.
When y'all leave the city gates, most likely your names will be put up here regardless.
Oh.
Oh.
Interesting.
Generally speaking, people who leave the city, whether it's because they die or what, don't end up coming back. It doesn't happen
see.
very often. Bork, bork, bork to you too.
Absolutely. That's a conversation starter.
And behind these obsidian slabs and behind the Raven Queen Temple, you see probably the biggest cluster of trees any of you have seen since you entered the dreamscape. Because you see an absolute forest behind these temples. There's a single stone walkway that seems a little wildly placed. Like, it doesn't go in a straight line. And at the front of it, Sylvia stops and she's like, well, this is the... Well, we call it a forest. I guess it can't really be a forest if it's inside city limits, but it's what we've got.
I think it counts.
Inside the forest, there's a couple of lakes, and the Temple of Melora is along this path. I know you said you were, looking for something a little more like the Feywilds. You'll find something a little bit closer to that deeper in here.
I'll have
Fox
to take
takes
a
a very,
closer
very
look.
careful note of where this is at after looking at Carrie's face.
Please be aware, it's safest to stick to the path. Like, there's nothing in there that's gonna kill you or anything, but
Well, I would certainly hope not.
you still don't want to get lost.
I suppose not.
No, cat, stop that.
Cat says no.
I'm determined to get my dice no matter where I put them.
How dare you have dice not for him?
How dare.
For shame.
For shame.
Can't disagree with
Ah, but I've already thrown it for him. No, you can't have that one either.
What can he have?
None of those!
Oh.
Good Lord, cat.
You're right, the cat is Lord.
Okay, anyway. So, yeah, Locke makes a careful note of the Forest of Melora, and has some plans for that later. Carrie.
No.
And it's taking you guys some time to walk your way through this entire fucking city. Just saying that this isn't happening like as quickly as I say it is, and y'all are welcome to have like in-character conversations and ask questions as this is going on. This is just me trying to get you guys familiarized with the map.
Okay. Do you miss it, Carrie?
Changing my color to blue. Fucking bullshit. Sorry.
Yeah, anyway, Locke looks at Carrie as like, does it remind you of home?
It does. Even if only a little.
We'll see if perhaps they would pack us a picnic lunch or something tomorrow. Maybe we could go to walk the trail.
That sounds lovely.
Very good. I will make plans for this. But with less wine, perhaps, than last time.
Hey, there's wine left?
Perhaps the bar might still have some, but I will opt for fruit juice this time.
I get drunk, you'll have to carry me.
I do not see a problem with carrying you.
Is this the time for this?
Okay, somebody broke up there.
It was Celeste saying, "Is this the time for this?"
There's always time for a little flirting. I'm sorry, Despina.
Now, just past the Raven Queen Temple and the Forest of Melora, you do see some very large buildings with a decent perimeter around them, surrounded by a fence. This is where most of the lawmakers live. You know, separating out the rabble, I guess.
Yeah, they can make the laws. Oh, but that cannot stop happiness. Or something like that.
And she walks you guys. This takes longer to draw than I thought it would, and the pencil doesn't show up very nicely.
Squares.
I'm interested in this building when we get there. It looks like fun.
Like these areas. I don't know what this is, but I'm into it.
Yeah. I know what Boren wants to see is this area.
This one?
Oh, over here on the other side.
Y'all already saw that,
Here.
though.
Well,
Briefly.
yeah, but he hasn't been inside of it yet.
Oh, I thought we were making another
Yeah,
Boren
that's
and Jay joke, and I thought this one kind of looked like
Oh. All of you to assume Boren's the top.
Whoever said he was a top? No one made this claim.
Oh, you were talking about him being in things.
No, I said that I thought he'd like this building because it kind of looks like a penis.
It looks like a thermometer!
I don't know. Just look at it upside down.
I thought it was a keyhole.
Y'all.
That doesn't look anything like a penis.
It doesn't it though.
I also kind of wondered about the
No.
cute little triangle.
No,
I feel like
if,
most of these are just houses.
Probably.
if it, it's missing two circles behind it. Like,
Don't.
I'm not saying it looks like a penis and
How about you,
balls.
damn it, don't!
that's
He did.
better.
Now it looks like a pair of scissors.
It does look
Yeah,
like a
now
penis.
it does. It kind of does.
Remember
See?
when we played D&D, you guys?
That was so long
Do you
ago.
remember that?
No.
Can we go back to those fucking times, man?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I guess.
Okay. So you're walked past these statesmen's buildings, and she points out the Temple of Ayun over here. So if you'll notice, big main spire in the middle, Sahin, Corleone, Ayun.
Oh my god, they're a polyamorous relationship!
I don't.
Oh. But I was just going, SCI, there's science? Okay.
No, no, it's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, I'm just chaotic.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Whatever it really is, I'm probably just too stupid to figure it out.
It's not anything to
Kinda.
figure out yet. It's just a thing that I was pointing out.
Okay.
It's fine. It was just it was mostly just an implication of who the main three most important gods of the city are.
Fair.
Like, you know, the Lady of the Dreamscape, Sahine, obviously. And then Corleone and Ioun. Those are the three, like, biggest deities in this place. Why did you move the scissors to the corner?
I couldn't figure out.
Shame.
It's
I couldn't remember how to delete things.
you hit the you select it and then hit the delete button.
On your keyboard.
Okay.
Hi, Onyx. We love you.
It's
I love
fine.
you.
Everything is fine. I can't remember. I know I had a Temple of Cord here somewhere, but now I can't remember where it is.
Maybe it's this?
Nope. No, it was not that.
Probably one of these squares here. Or over here.
Would it be near the tavern and the giant town squares?
I'll
So
figure
I feel
it
like
out.
it would have its own arena. Which is why I was like, this one?
It's fine.
It's okay. I trust you. There is one there.
There is a Temple of Cord. I just cannot remember where I put it. Because there's the Temple of Moradin. I think I had put it over here. But that's fine. I'll deal with it later.
Okay.
So Sylvia points out the Temple of Ioun and the Temple of Arathis. I'd like to point out Arathis is basically the god of law, the goddess of law and order.
Yeah, she is like Lady Bahamut.
No. No.
Okay.
Bahamut
No.
Bahamut is a god of justice.
Yes.
Law and order and justice may occasionally work together, but don't actually go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Well,
She's a goddess of civilization. If that makes sense.
I was really hoping that came with a soundbite there, Celeste.
So was I. Just imagine it.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Sorry.
Uh,
Celeste posted the logo for Law and Order.
I was about to do the same thing!
Ah.
I know, we're too chaotic. I'm sorry.
You're not too chaotic, you're fine.
Okay.
Where's my arrow? There it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
Over here. And then over there's the Temple of Ioun. Again, giant spire right here. Massive, huge,
Whee!
big, monstrous thing. Massive.
It's the circumference. Or the diameter. This is
Yeah.
diameter.
I mean, if you've got the diameter, you can
Radius.
figure out the circumference.
I don't know, that sounds like math.
Diameter.
Math was hard.
There's
Isn't the
radius.
circumference just like
The
pi
distance
times-
around the circle.
Yeah,
There's the
the
radius
circumference is just pi times the radius.
and lady
I learned
guy.
two things in high school. The circumference is
Pi
the
r
radius
squared.
times pi.
Pi r
And the
squared.
mitochondria is the
I
powerhouse.
thought pi r
of
squared
the
was
cell.
the area.
Pi r squared is the area, 2 pi r is the circumference.
I don't know math. Math is hard. But
All I
Locke
know is the
wants to know where the
mitochondria.
spire.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
And she shows you the Temple to Arathis.
Yeah, Locke wants to ask about the spire. Is it like part of the Temple of Sahine, or
In a sense, all of the spires work together to keep home safe.
Oh?
I'm sure you probably noticed the light that happened, yesterday.
Yeah.
That was a
No.
result of the spires. They put up a shield when we need it, and it creates a lot of light. If
Locke tries to look like she understood all that, when she clearly didn't.
look at it this way: if one of those spires goes down, no more home.
Oh, that would be very bad.
I'm done.
In a world
Yeah.
of chaos, only extreme law and order will bring stability.
I thought that Bahamut was justice.
Are you okay, sweetie?
We've had a long week.
And she's looking at Boren because, like,
It has been a long week.
I
alright.
would say it is less dreamland and more nightmare land. But I'm glad to see there are some beautiful things here.
Yeah, I remember when they were built.
Goodness.
I have been here a lot longer than it looks.
You've aged gracefully.
That would assume that I age.
Oh my God.
Fair point.
And then she waves for you guys to follow her. This way.
Well, I'm gonna follow her.
The bubbles! Tell me about the bubbles!
That's the interesting building.
Well,
What
this
is
here,
this building?
that is our museum.
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
set of
Wow.
museums. With a little courtyard there in the center. And just a bunch of museums from a wide variety of different universes. From from a lot of the people who have visited home.
There's there an owl sleeping in the lobby?
In one of them, I think.
Yes!
But some of them are going to be in different languages, so don't be super shocked. It's not always easy to get proper translations of things. Not everybody speaks common.
This is amazing. I know the idea of the multiverse, but I have never really experienced anything of it.
Y'all, shit gets wild in this
I'm used to
place.
weird and wild.
I
You're
saw
probably gonna have the easiest time adjusting.
I saw in the tavern there was a hippopotamus man. I have never seen anything like that. Is he perhaps from one of the other?
More likely than not.
It's
And
an
then
amazing thing,
over
multiverse.
here, just in case something happens to the spires, these are the bunkers. Something happens to one of those spires, you and everybody you can find comes here.
Understood.
Over here's the library, or, well, a set of libraries.
Ooh.
Again, you're probably gonna have to look a bit to find something in languages that you can speak, but there should be something there for you. If book learning's your thing.
I will keep that in mind.
And she walks you guys through. No, bring me back my arrow. There we go. Through this way. Back up this way. And down this way. This here is the Temple of Mordred.
Oh?
Our Morden mostly focuses on the family aspect. Which is part of why he is right here, surrounded by a bunch of neighborhoods. In fact, most of the city's neighborhoods. And then you are back in... Andrew, why?
Is that a reference I should know?
Robin Hood.
No,
No.
it's Mr. Rogers.
Oh, Mr. Rogers. Oh dear. Oh, Andrew. I vote we keep it.
Okay.
As long as it isn't Big Bird as his avatar. Is that Sesame Street there? Okay, moving on.
We're moving on. I'm just gonna make...
Sorry, Onyx, we love you.
Uh-huh.
We do.
Uh-huh.
You're the best.
Uh-huh.
I love you.
The
I love you
bestest
too.
GM that ever GM'd us.
That's very rude to your other GM.
Oh,
Who's in the
That's fine.
room?
he's also the bestest GM as the GM that's
No.
ever GM'd.
No. No.
You guys take turns being number one.
No.
Oh,
And
there's
the little
Temple
arrow
of
with
Cord.
There we go.
Why is there an arrow doing a dance at the dream state?
Because someone put an arrow doing a dance at the dream state.
Okay.
If y'all decide you're gonna stay here for any extended period of time, let me know. We'll get you a house set up in one of the neighborhoods. Be aware, if you leave that house for anything more than about 3 weeks, it goes back on the market.
Alright.
Understood.
Makes sense. Tragic, terrible sense, but it makes sense.
Well, you don't have to die in order to wake up in the waking world. Sometimes you
So,
just
my-
wake up.
my
And when that
grandmother-
happens, you
Sorry?
disappear here.
Yeah, my grandmother used to say that if you die in your sleep, or die in your dreams, you die for real. Like, that is not true?
Not so. It
Okay.
really depends on the circumstances. For example, if you, for foolish reason decided you wanted to fight the Lady Sahine, and you died in the dream, yeah, you'd probably die in real life. She's a goddess.
I mean, I wouldn't
I
be
would-
foolish enough to take on someone so powerful.
Like sword art.
We don't talk about that here.
That was not in character. I did not.
It is now.
God damn it. Well, now I have to tell my brother who's watching sword art right now that it apparently is not allowed to be talked about here.
Only the abridged version.
I don't know. I think he's watching the season where they have guns now. I don't know.
Oh God.
I heard that one was better because it was written by a different person who actually, like, gave a shit about his characters.
He's yelling at me from the other room.
So that's the basics of...
Why do they have guns? It doesn't make sense.
They're in a new game now. They have to have the guns.
OG sword.
This right
Why
here...
does he keep this sword if he's in gun world now?
And then someone says that name and those sword skills. Are you the real deal?
He's doing spirit fingers as he walks
Back
away.
and coffee.
Hey, wait. Has your brother watched the abridged version of SAO?
Have you seen the abridged version, apparently?
Y'all, this is D&D!
Not SAO.
Hold on.
It's D&D!
No, we are not
Someone
singing that jingle
put
unless
the
they
thing
start
with
giving us
Hello.
money.
Learn.
He doesn't learn. He has not seen the newest one that came out in 2018 yet. He's still catching up.
SAO abridged?
ASAO abridged the one that came out in 2018. He hasn't seen it yet. He started from the beginning. He's
Okay,
restarted.
sounds
I'm
good.
sorry.
This shit's fucking hilarious.
Okay,
fucking
so,
hilarious. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons.
are we done with the tour, or are we still going? Or...
That's pretty much everything to note.
The to get these circles, that's not the key you want to adjust. That is, those are just like the guard towers, or
Those are the other spires.
oh, okay. more
You've got the
spires.
main spire in the center, and then 6 smaller ones around the edge that are all about the same size.
Okay. And this here was
That is where you guys, where the dancing arrow is?
no.
Uh,
That is where you guys came in. Remember how I mentioned, like, there was a
Okay.
double gate there? That is where you guys entered the city.
Ah.
Okay. So are we done with the tour then, or?
I think that's everything. You got any questions for me?
I just I may quarter you perhaps later for more questions, but for now I think that is it. Unless the others have questions.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Nope, I'm fine.
All right. It was a very thorough tour. I am very grateful to you.
Well, I'm glad I could be of service.
Boren, I know you wanted to go to the Temple of Bahamut. I was planning on going to the Temple of Kor. They are roughly the same direction if you wish to walk together.
Fine by me.
Very well. Carrie, I will see you in a bit, perhaps, okay?
All right.
Locke's just gonna give you a smile and tug on one of your ponytails.
Harry's going to look briefly confused at the strange gesture, but just smile.
Just like affection.
Yes, affection.
Hate to see you go. Love to watch you leave.
No, no, no.
I did. I did want to take a moment to talk to you, Boran, while we walk. I have been very harsh to you the last few days. I apologize. It is. This place is more nightmare than dream, and it is not fair that I take it out on you.
Thank you.
Warren?
Said, thank you.
Does he need to roll perception to know that Locke's talking?
No.
to him?
No, he does not.
No.
I'm not doing that. It's just that Andrew needs to speak up.
Can you all not hear me?
I
You
can
were
hear you
being
now.
quiet and she was accidentally
super
talking over
quiet.
you.
Alright.
Nope, that was fine. That was
Sorry,
fine. Stay there.
Okay. Well, thank you. I haven't made the best decision the last couple of days, but
It has been a bad on all of us. And
We're all
you
alive.
really... That is true. Comatose, perhaps. Never to see the waking world again, but alive. But I want to
Well-
thank you for being solid and dependable, like a rock.
thank you. That's what I try to do best.
And I like you a lot, and I am glad we are on the same page.
I am
Temple
too.
Accord. I would go to the part here. And Locke will rather walk away, muttering under her breath, going like a rock. Somehow that's
Let's see.
some.
You
What?
can roll a perception to see if you notice the muttering.
Let's see. What is my perception mod again? I'm sorry, it's been almost a month since I played
Nothing.
Forward.
You good. You good.
21.
Modest.
You notice the muttering.
Mutter,
It
mutter.
is the best I could come up with, like a rock.
Is she still mad at me? Did she lie to me?
I am an idiot. Do I know that he's heard me?
Roll a perception. I guess I probably should have let you roll a stealth to see if you could hide your muttering.
Looks like a 16 on perception.
16 on perception, Boren.
Let me roll.
Are you
Well-
trying to hide the fact that you noticed, is the question.
I mean, can you tell? I have an emotionless face.
I
That
mean, you
is
can
true.
tell when you look directions.
Let's roll. Let's roll a stealth and see what happens. See if I can hide the fact that I look a little confused.
You do?
What?
As confused as an emotionless person
That's an
can
art.
be. Let's see. So that would be like a 14. So I fail.
So I notice that he's confused.
I think so, yes.
I'm just gonna turn around, look at him. I am sorry. It is just that like a rock is. I hope you take it as the compliment I meant it.
I'm like, I do. Don't worry.
Okay, that is good. I am terrible with words. I am terrible with common. But you are a dwarf. You know the importance of rock. I'm going to shut up now and walk away. Okay, the end. The importance of rock. thank God she's a lot smoother with Carrie than she is with Boren.
Yep.
In all fairness, Carrie helps that along.
Yes. With Boren, it's just like talking to her out. I spent last night trying to figure out what the most backhanded compliment I could give would be, and that was a rock.
It's all good. Rock solid.
Yeah. Not very perceptive, but very solid.
Alright.
Alright, so Luck's at the Temple of Cord. I guess Boren's going on.
Boren, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to the Temple of Bahamut?
Sure.
Alright. I will note that there are other small temples just scattered around the city that are to gods that have absolutely no familiarity to any of you. Just as a kind of world-building thing, I guess.
Makes sense.
So, you know what? I want everybody to roll a d20. Just flat
Okay.
d20.
Just flat. Alright. 20.
20?
Oh, shit.
I can't tell what that is. Oh, it's got a little bitty dot next to it. That's a 9.
15.
13.
Are you emerging or are you going just back under the blanket? Okay, you're just settling back under the blanket. Okay.
Aww.
Okay, so Celeste goes first. Then
Oh, God.
Andrew, what did you get?
15.
And then Jess got 13.
Yep.
So it'll be Celeste, then Andrew, then Jess, then Azure.
Eh.
So, tell me what you're doing. If you want to do things with other people, that's totally cool too. I just wanted some kind of structure here so that I could just keep things moving.
I definitely don't want to hang out with freaking Locke and Carrie.
Well, Locke and Carrie have split apart, so...
Okay, thank God.
Peter.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
over
at the
here.
third wheel.
At the Temple of Cord.
There
I
is
left
no
you
third
guys
wheeling right now
over
because
there,
Locke and
Boren is
Carrie
also
split
there.
apart. Locke went toward the Temple of Cord. Boren went to the Temple of Bahamut. I don't know where Carrie went yet. I don't know where you've gone
We
yet.
shall see.
I don't know. Melora is a forest, right?
Yeah, Melora is in the forest.
I'll check out the forest. Seems like my vibe.
Alright. Carrie, just go on ahead and tell me where you're going, and then we'll, zero in on Celeste for a little bit.
Here.
Temple of Ayun?
Thank you. I wasn't about to embarrass myself trying to pronounce that.
Alright. So, Celeste is first. All of you split apart and have decided to go to different religious temples. I guess. Sure. That's fine.
I'm gonna go to the farmer's market.
Despina, you said you were going to the Temple of Melora, so that's on the other side of the city. So you make your way there, and it's getting to, like, easily late afternoon, evening by this point. Just by the time you make it all the way over there.
Mhm.
And, like, the edge of the forest, the trees are a little bit younger than they are the deeper into it you go. Do you stick to the path?
Yeah.
Okay. So the path is long and it's winding and it seems to double back on itself a few times and it generally doesn't make a whole lot of spatial sense. But when you reach the end of it, you have reached the temple. Well, I say the end of it. The first thing you reach on this path of any structural note is probably the Temple of Melora itself, which is fairly open. It doesn't actually have many proper walls. It's just a pair of walls holding up this beautiful stained glass roof. And there are vines climbing up the walls of just this small structure, or set of structures. And it is directly next to a large lake. And at the center of this lake is a whirlpool. Which, roll me a religion check.
Alright. Where did it go? Okay, there we go. What is my religion? Nothing. My religion thing is nothing. Okay. 9.
That's okay, this was a pretty low check. You're fairly certain. Like, you're not sure, but you're fairly certain that the whirlpool is one of the symbols of Melora herself.
Interesting.
Now, there are a few other people here worshipping, and some of these huts are very clearly not Melora based. Like, there are a few that are a good distance away, and they're based in other nature gods that you do not recognize. But the one that is the clearest to you, and of the most relevance to you specifically, is the one with a plaque that states, in common, Melora.
Mm-hmm.
Just this beautiful, natural wooden plaque with bark around the edges.
Ooh. Cool. Alright. I'm just gonna fucking go out in the forest. Become one with forest.
Alright, roll me... Let's see. Roll me a nature check.
Alright. Where the fuck? Alright. 12. Wait, plus 3. 15.
Alright. So you spend a while here in this forest, and it's not getting dark per se, but you check your watch. And you look around and you see people starting to cover the plants up with these massive, just canvas tarps. Like, all these beautiful flowers, they're just getting covered up by these canvas tarps. And then they all start to gather underneath these little shelters. And you check your watch, and it's about that time, my dude. 'Cause at this same time yesterday, when the sky was the exact same color, moon, not moon, I guess it's the sun. It's not really either, it's just kind of a light giving off orb that changes colors.
Lamp. I had lamp.
Yeah, sure. It's kind of like that greenish color that it was yesterday when the light flashed all over the city when all of the shutters were closed, back when you were in the bar. I assume you join everyone else underneath these little huts.
Yep, I will go underneath one of the little huts.
All right. You look up through the stained glass of this roof. And through the stained glass, you can see centering from... You can't see the spire itself, but centering from where you assume the spire to be, a massive shield of light emanates and surrounds this city. And outside of that shield of light, I want you to roll me a perception.
Alright. Where the fuck is my perception? There it is.
You should have a decent perception, you should have a high wisdom.
Yep, I have a +4, and that will be 22.
Alright, yeah. So, as this dome of light closes around the city, and it's bright, if you weren't underneath this stained glass, it would probably be blinding, but the stained glass is blocking off out enough light that you're okay. Because these domes come down a good distance. Like, Locke would have to duck to get under them, but could stand once she was inside them. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because this is their intended purpose, is to protect the people who happen to be nearby when the shield goes up. And outside, just barely outside of the shield, you see a flurry of movement. It's just, it is absolute chaos outside of this shield. Dark shapes just writhing over the shield.
Ew.
And you can't clearly make out any specific shapes, but there's a lot of them. And I do mean a lot. And you see this shield pulse several times for a few minutes before finally the shapes fade away and the shield shrinks back in on itself up to the center point of the spire.
Weird.
Alright,
Alright.
I think Andrew came up next, unless you have more you wanted to do.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Boren, what you doing?
Well, since we left off that Bourne was heading to the Temple of Bahamut, I think when I get there, I'm gonna go inside, take a deep breath, almost like, and give as much of a sigh of relief as I possibly could. The closest thing to home being this place.
And
go pay
you
my
do
respects.
notice some similarities to your home temple. A massive
What?
mural at the back being one of the standout features that just reminds you very deeply of home, in part as a result of some very finely crafted metal insets especially near the base of this mural, that they remind you very deeply of your home temple, which has a lot of art made exclusively out of metal.
You care if I take a closer look at it and try and discern some details?
Oh, what kind of details?
Just if I might recognize any peculiar metalworker I might have known could have done some work on this. Any similarities?
You can certainly try. I think that's going to be an investigation check.
I see. Too bad it's not stonework.
Sorry, dude. This is metal, not stone.
Yeah, you said investigation, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got a 4.
Oh.
It's very pretty.
Oh.
Well,
Someone get him some glasses.
The lad needs glasses.
Badly. I guess in that case, I just want to see if I can't find the head of the temple or somebody here. Let them know I'm going to be in the area for a little bit, and ask if I can, if there's a group I can join in praying, and if not, just find someplace quiet and do my daily prayers.
And you don't notice any what you would know to be head priests, in that you know temples of Bahamut, and you should be able to recognize the head priest fairly easily, you would think. However, you don't see anyone in head priest's robes. You don't see very many people above an acolyte, actually. And you ask around, I assume, trying to figure out, like, where the head guy is.
Yeah.
And you find, there's a young woman who, she seems to be just an acolyte, with her holy symbol on her chest, not unlike yours, and she reminds you a lot of when you were an acolyte, because you did used to be one. And she looks a little frantic when you ask where the head priest is. Well, you see, here's the really complicated thing about living in a dreamscape, which is what I guess I'm doing now. It's where I am. We're kind of in between head priests. Like, the other one just disappeared like a week ago, and we haven't really found a replacement yet. And it's been a little frazzling, I'm gonna be completely honest. 'Cause, like, people kind of cycle through here pretty quickly, you know? And it's a little crazy, but we're doing the best that we can. And if there is absolutely anything I can do to help you, I will definitely try.
Wait, out of character, you mean that the only people here are acolytes right now?
There are a couple of people of slightly higher rank, but not very many. This place... Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. You're used to knowing the structure of Temples of Bahamut, because it's always the same. But you don't see very many people ranking above an acolyte here. Like, there's a couple, but even then, they don't rank particularly highly based on their robes.
How
And
high am
it does, the temple is not as in order as you are used to seeing it. The people here do look kind of frazzled. Like they're trying to figure out exactly who should be in charge.
Okay. How high am I in comparison to these people?
My dude, you're a cleric.
Jesus Christ, I'm the highest. Shit. Well,
And you're a baby cleric at that, but you're still a cleric.
Is that good?
Bahamut, give me strength. I go up to this. I look at this lady and I tell her, would you like some help?
Oh, please. Yes. I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright. I crack my knuckles. I say a prayer. Bahamut, give us strength. And I would like to spend some time to get this temple in as much of an order as I can.
Alright, let's see. What should I make you roll for this? I feel like you need to roll for this, but I'm not sure what to make you roll. Let's see. Let's see what stats we have. I'm gonna let you make 2 rolls. And
Okay.
how you do is going to base off of both of these. I want a performance roll, and I want a religion roll.
Oh no! I have a 2 in religion and a 0 in performance.
Dude, you're trying to lead people.
Why did they make... I know! Why did they have to make religion a wisdom and intelligence-based modifier?
I don't know. I think that's one of the dumbest choices they made designing this game.
Okay, I got a 14 and I got a 17.
Okay. So, there aren't a whole lot of windows in this building, and those that there are, when it's time for them to get covered up, they get covered up. So we're going to slide past the dome of light for you, just because you most likely would be too busy to notice it. Because you spend most of this evening and afternoon. Because you get there and it's like somewhat early in the afternoon. It's slightly earlier in the afternoon, maybe about 3 or so. And you are there for hours, getting this place back in order.
It's pandemonium.
Because you are trying to organize all of these acolytes and get them to where they need to be and doing what they need to do. Because they do not have a leader right now.
Do you think I can try and write up some rules on what needs to get done daily?
You can... you know what? With rolls that high, I'll say you can. Yeah.
Okay. Don't get me wrong, I'm not walking in there and saying, you get this! I'm saying, oh no. Okay, here's what needs to happen.
Okay. So, that is what Boren spends most of his afternoon and evening doing. You don't leave that temple for a few hours. If you would like to leave to get dinner, you can, but they will also serve you dinner there if you choose to stay there.
I can't leave until I know that this temple is in good hands.
All right. So you're gonna stay there probably for most of the evening as well. And we are gonna move on to Locke over in the Temple of Cord.
Hi, Locke's actually never really spent much time at a temple. The closest she came is sparring at the Temple of Cord in the waking world. So she's just gonna look for an acolyte or somebody who can help her and kind of just explain to him that, you know, why she's there.
Okay, roll me a perception.
10.
10. Perfectly average. Exactly what you needed.
Oh, good.
Look at it this way, 10 is always intended to be average. Generally speaking. So, yeah, you can find someone with a 10. Like, you find an acolyte that is just cleaning some armor and some weapons. And just kind of going about their chores. And you just kind of pull them aside for just a couple of minutes.
Would they by any chance happen to be a nice little halfling named Kyle?
Would you like to see if you... Well, you rolled a 10, so no, you don't see any adorable, handsome halflings.
Damn it.
Give us Kyle.
Give
You
us
rolled a
Kyle or
10.
give us death.
Hey, for all you know, if you'd rolled a 20, he'd be there.
Yeah. And just average, didn't see him. Alright, so, excuse me, is this a he, she?
It's a dude. He is a human man with, like... His hair is dark and just kind of pulled back into a low ponytail.
Okay. Excuse me, sir. Forgive me, I am not used to this sort of thing, but I was given a gift of cord and I wish to pay my respects. And to express my gratitude, I do not know the... I did not know the procedures.
Well, lucky for you. Cord isn't a very procedural god. There are many ways you can pay your respects to Cord. You can pray if that is what suits your fancy. Or you can simply fight with honor. That's usually something that he appreciates. Cord doesn't ask for many things in return. Only that you fight honorably in his name.
That is what I was told when I was granted the gift. May I show you? Taps at our axes. And kind of pulls
Sure.
them out to see Joe. What do you call it? Celestial? A cord came down and granted me this, and show him the. And I feel as if there is purpose that he has given me, and more than just fighting with one. I never made a study of religion, and I do not know much about Cord, and any information you can give me would be great.
I can direct you to the current High Priestess. I am just an acolyte.
That would be good.
And he leads you deeper into the temple. past a training ground which is honestly, there's only a few people here right now. But this place is armed to the teeth. It is stocked with weaponry and armor.
Luck appreciates this.
And at the back of the temple, meditating, is a woman. It's an elven woman with bindings around her chest, just kind of floating and meditating there.
Oh, I hope I do not have to do that.
She's a priestess. I think you'll be fine.
Okay, good.
And her eyes are closed, and you can hear, not emanating from her specifically, but just in this room, there is just a faint hum, low and steady.
I will just wait. Doesn't seem polite to interrupt somebody in the middle of meditating and humming. From?
Okay. The acolyte gives a small bow to the priestess. You know how the firebenders bow, how they put their hands? It's like that. In Avatar. You know that?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he gives a bow. Hi, priestess. There is someone here to speak with you. And reverberating through the room, you hear, I know she is, and she may speak.
And Locke is speechless. I actually have nothing.
Nothing.
I will leave you to this. I must return to my chores.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I do not. I am not used to temples and talking to priests, and I know very little of court, but I recently had a celestial of court give me his blessing, and I did not fully know what to do. I know to fight with honor, and but I do not know what else I am doing. Any direction that you can give would be wonderful.
We begin with one thing. There is no celestial of cord. There is a champion.
Oh, okay, champion. My people, we believe the gods are very busy, so we ask the ancestors to intervene on their behalf, so rather than bug them directly. So I do not understand this temple thing.
It is all right. And you do see hanging around her neck on just heavy wooden beads. The largest bead at the center is the symbol of cord.
Okay.
You are getting hung up too much on the details. Your purpose here is a simple one. The Lady of the Dreamscape requires assistance. You and your friends are to help her. To do that, you must first find her, which you will not do here.
Find her, or she is missing?
It seems that she's been challenged for her right to rule the dreamscape.
By that bitch. Forgive me. Yes, we have had an encounter with that one.
Cord has chosen you, of your friends, to represent his assistance to the Lady of the Dreamscape. This means that he has great faith in your ability to do what is necessary and what is right to restore things to as they should be.
All I can really offer is to do my best and to be who I am. To just fight with honor. So that is all?
That is all.
It's just...
He
Thank
wants you to win. Once you've won, you will have given him everything that he wants.
Thank you. I feel much better now.
I'm sure. I suggest that you and your friends stay here for a short while. Train, study, and prepare as best you can. You will need to be at your strongest to assist the Lady of the Dreamscape.
I will do my best as I have always done.
This is why he chose you.
I guess Locke will try to imitate the bow that the acolyte did. And, go outside for a few minutes and just kind of take in a
Hold on.
breath of air. Oh, okay.
Wait. I want you to roll a performance check.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Performance. 19.
Okay. As you do your bow, and you are fairly confident that you have done this almost exactly, you do feel the wind just nudge your hand just slightly into a more proper position.
I'm gonna have to learn more about Cord, aren't I? Or at least Locke is. Wow. And, yeah. Poor Locke's feeling a little overwhelmed right now. So I guess she's gonna fumble through saying thank you and make her way out, I guess.
As you turn to leave, you do see a slight smile on the High Priestess's face.
I'm glad she brought a smile to someone's face. She is gonna pause on her way out. I guess if that same acolyte is nearby. She wants to thank him again, but she does have a question she wants to ask him, totally unrelated.
What can I do for you?
I was just wondering if there is perhaps a flower shop or maybe a small jewelry shop or something that I could visit to get a gift for a very dear person.
Yes, sure. Have you collected a map?
Mm, have I?
I'm gonna say that yes.
Yes.
Just so that I can just go on ahead and just, like, drop some fucking flower shops and shit.
Okay.
Cause why the fuck not, yo?
Why
There
not?
is actually a flower shop, like, right over here.
I'm not sure where here is.
Hang on, I'm doing
Oh, okay.
things.
Corner. Farmer's market.
It's near the Temple of Palor, the Temple of Corleone, and the Farmer's Market because that is where most of the growing gets done.
Yeah, that's oh,
Just a little bitty flower shop.
okay.
Flower shop. And for jewelry is probably gonna be more like,
Here-ish, I want to say.
I mean, that's almost exactly where I was gonna put it, yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh,
There.
babe, we're so in sync.
Please never do that again.
Oh Lord.
Unsettled
Never
me.
do what again?
I hate it.
Oh Lord,
I will
please
make a
don't do
note
it.
of that for when I'm dungeon mastering again.
Oh god,
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you said that.
It's not as bad when Jeff does it.
Y'all, come on, please.
Alright, so yeah, Locke's gonna take a few walks kind of slow, take a few minutes to kind of clear her head and really kind of it's gonna take a while to process things here. That was interesting, very interesting and full of stuff. And kind of make her way to the jewelry shop and see if she can't find maybe a nice pendant of maybe like autumn leaves on it.
Okay. Roll perception.
That is going to be a 12.
12. Autumn leaves, not quite. There's not a whole lot with that motif here. It's just a little bitty jewelry shop. But you do find some very beautiful nature-themed pendants, mostly flower-related. You find a very nice one that looks like it looks like a piece of blue gemstone with a cherry blossom that has been, like, inset into it and preserved.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. And, see if I can get some flowers to kind of match it, and then I'll wrap it around the flowers on the stems.
Alright, I'm gonna need some gold for that shit, though.
Alright. Tell me how much.
Let's see, for that, that's gonna be easily like 20 gold on its own.
I am going broke. But that's okay. There is love.
Flowers are gonna be a good bit cheaper. Costing maybe 5 or so gold for a really nice bouquet.
Okay. Alright, and then after that I'll go back to the tavern and set this up in the room I'm sharing with Carrie.
The tabaxi woman who greeted you yesterday is back at the desk, and she sees the flowers, and she just... Oh, those are beautiful!
It is for a very special someone.
Well, she's a very lucky lady.
I think I am the one who is lucky.
Aww.
get you, sweetheart?
And Locke's just gonna blush really hard.
Yeah, so you go and you put your flowers away. You are inside of the tavern based off of how long it would have taken you to do all this stuff. I say you probably had to rush a little bit to get into the tavern, but you do make it in before the light in the sky turns green.
Okay. But I do kind of get to see it this time. Last time I was too drunk.
Yes. When you get inside, all of the shutters have already been closed. But when it does come time and everyone in the room quiets down a little bit, you do see the flashes of light. Just the way the light just kind of creeps in through cracks in windows and shutters. As it do. You do see it just get really bright and be stable for a second, and then start to pulse with more light. And then a few minutes later, it's all over, and it fades away again.
And I'll ask the tabaxi lady, what was that?
Just the daily attack.
Oh, that is all right. Just the daily attack.
Well, the shadows, darling, they would love to get their grubby little claws into every single citizen here.
They are the nightmares?
Most of them. But we've got the spire, and the spire protects us.
Dun dun dun. Foreshadowing. Okay. Philip doesn't know foreshadowing. Alright, well, I guess that's it for Locke. Just wait for Carrie to come back. Oh,
Alright.
no, I do have a question for the tabaxi lady.
What you got?
Would it be possible to set up for a picnic tomorrow morning for me and my friend?
I think something can be arranged to that effect. Towards the end of the night, come down and remind me, and we will set something up for you and your lady friend tomorrow.
Excellent, thank you. Thank you so very much.
Do you have a basket, or will we need to provide that?
Alas, I do not have a basket. I would appreciate if you have one, Ruth.
Alright, and you see her make a note in a little notebook beside her. Alright, once you come down to figure out what all's gonna go in your picnic, we'll figure out how much it costs then, alright?
Alright, thank you very much.
Of course.
Oh, Lord. Locke is gonna be broke after this.
Dude, you're the one that decided to go to a grocery shop and a flower shop on day one.
Yes. But still, Carrie is worth it.
Aww.
See what Bourne is missing out on?
Thought we established that Boren's gay.
True, but he's still missing out on this.
Somewhere.
Why can't you just bring your friends on a picnic, Locke?
Yeah, Locke.
Why aren't you bringing all your friends?
Don't bring me though. Do it.
She has been with him non-stop for the last week.
But yeah, I think it's time we move on to our darling little Carrie.
Alrighty. I already forgot how to pronounce the temple that I was going in the direction of.
Ioun.
Iron. I keep wanting to say Ian, and I'm like, no!
You are correct, it is not Ian.
Iron. Got it. Because I assume there is a library in there.
Well, I did tell you that the libraries were over here. Heck.
Okay,
hang on.
cool. I want to go to library.
Museum. Where's Owl?
Museums? Libraries.
I want to go to libraries.
Alright.
Shelters.
I would like for you to roll me a perception check.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. It's not a nat 1.
Yay!
Is it a nat 2?
No.
A nat 3?
Oh.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
Okay.
That's still high enough to find a hot librarian to replace Locke.
Yay!
Better not break my heart.
That's not how that works.
I'm the
First-
hot librarians anyways.
Okay, so you're gonna spend most of your day and afternoon just trying to find a library in a language you can speak.
Nice.
But, if it helps, I am going to say that with you doing all of this today, you won't be able to find any books tonight, but if you go back to the libraries tomorrow, you will know about where-ish to find what you're looking for. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, that is your trip to the library. Again, just in case, just to reiterate, when the next day starts, if you go back to the library at some point during the next day or two, you're going to know where the sections of the libraries that are in, let's see, what languages do you know? Common,
Common,
Sylvan-
Sylvan, and Infernal.
I'm gonna say you know where the Common and Sylvan ones are. Because the Infernal one's probably gonna be a little bit harder to track down just because not a whole lot of people know Infernal.
Ooh.
Yeah. Makes sense. So do I have any time to do anything else in the day? Or
It
like any
depends
other?
on what that is.
I want to go here.
You can do that, but you won't get a whole lot of time there.
I don't need a whole lot of time.
Wait, where are you going?
Here.
Alright. So, you make your way to the Temple of Sahine, the Lady of the Dreamscape, goddess of this realm and the patron saint of pretty much the entire town you're in.
This bit looks like a face.
Wow. I'm shocked.
What looks like a face?
Oh. Face.
What face?
Where?
What? What?
Face.
Oh.
It's the man on the moon.
See,
thought
I
that
thought
was
you
a
were
rabbit.
gonna say, like, fucking this over, goddamn, this over here.
But this?
Because there's an eye,
Oh, that does look like a face.
and a nose, and a mouth.
Meanwhile, somewhere, Despina, can I see your map? You drew all over it.
And then And then this looks like the guy from Soul Eater, Excalibur.
Boost?
Drop a picture in the...
In the chat, yeah. That's like it.
You don't remember. That fucker.
I needed someone. Yay! Someone knows what I'm talking about, but let me get rid of this.
Is that the fucker that looks like Bill Cipher with legs?
Excalibur.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
actual
really?
legs and not, like, sticks. Like dummy thick Bill Cipher.
Like,
Here you go.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's Stronggle Man. Anyway.
Anyway.
You're not gonna get a whole lot of time at the Temple of Saheen. So, we'll just kind of play that by ear, but I'm willing to let you try, because you didn't roll a nat 1.
Carrie mostly just wants to, like... How do I word it? She just wants to... I guess sort of... Not really leave a voicemail, but, like, just... She does not know how this shit works.
You've reached Lane's inbox. Please leave a message after the tone.
But basically just like a message of, hey, so like, why am I here?
Yeah, what up?
This mailbox is full.
Okay,
Like,
so...
the others have a clear purpose. I'm just along for the ride, right?
So, you go this way,
I am not sure my purpose here is clear.
and that way, and that way. Now, about the time that you're getting close to the Temple of Moradin, that light in the sky is starting to turn green. And you notice that the streets have all but emptied out. Someone from inside the Temple of Moradin looks out at you, looks up at the sky, and they run out and they grab your arm and pull you inside. If you want to fight against this, I'm gonna need you to make a roll.
No.
My child just closed the door.
Which one?
The cat. He literally stood up on his back legs and just pushed the door closed.
But now you're going to have to go and open it for him. See? Thus he gets attention.
He's just looking at me.
Yeah, because you
Open the
need to
door,
go and
human.
open his door.
Open the door.
Why the fuck did you close it?
So you could open it.
God damn it. Go open the fucking door.
So the it's just some acolyte, this dwarven woman with like a dark maroon colored beard and just a really thick braid down her back. And she just pulls you quickly inside and closes the door behind you. Just barely in time for you to check your watch. And then the stained glass windows on this temple light up bright white. Or, well, it would be white, if not for the fact that, you know, stained glass. And most of the window has been covered up, but some of the light does seep through, especially toward the top of the room. And this is where I'm going to let you roll a perception.
Don't betray me, dice.
Try him.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, yeah. So you are going to see something very, very similar to what Despina saw in the Temple of Melora. In that you watch as, just through the cracks and through the stained glass that is somewhat protecting your eyes, you see this bright white shield envelop the city. And you see on the other side of this shield dark, shadowy shapes scrambling and squirming over top.
Ooh.
And you
That
watch
just gives me the shivers.
and you watch as the shield holds, and then after a minute, it pulses a few times. And when it's done, there's no more shadows on top of this shield. And then the shield dissipates and fades away. Sorry about that, miss. You were running very late. You shouldn't be out at that time.
I do tend to I tend to lose track of time, I'm afraid.
You may want to keep a closer eye on your watch.
That does make sense.
Do be careful. All right?
All right.
She opens the door for you and gives you just a friendly pat on the arm.
Thank you.
And now that the event is over, you can see doors starting to open back up, and people who were outside, who had gone inside quickly, start to come back out and go back to what they were doing. At that point, you make your way to the Temple of Saheen, Lady of the Dreamscape.
Oh, I thought I was lost there for a moment.
It's not hard to find, luckily. The vast majority of roads kinda lead back to this central spire. And especially once you keep going the direction you were going, down this way, you are back in that very familiar first square that you went into, and you can just see the tips of the Temple of the, of Saheen.
Like, right around here?
Yeah.
We're all just having too much fun with
Oh.
that.
So you make your way there, and what do you do?
Well, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with these customs. I guess I'll just look for someone who looks like they know what they're doing and see how I'm exactly going to,
You're gonna pull a lock.
thankfully Carrie's a little more, charming.
Well, Locke seemed to accomplish exactly what she needed to accomplish.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a perception to see who you see.
Okay.
Okay.
good enough. So you see just kind of seeming to have just finished up some sort of ritual or sermon or something of that like. A fairly tall Eladrin woman. Her skin is kind of a lavender color, and her eyes are pupilless and blue. And she has long, pointed ears, and her hair is just a much darker purple than her skin is. It's more of a violet. She is wearing very formal robes, decorated with moons and stars, which you know to be the symbol of Sahin.
Wow. Well, I guess I'm going to not silently, just like cautiously approach her. Like,
Hesitantly.
Shyly.
yeah. Like a lost kid looking for their mom.
I thought you were going to say lost kitten. It's gonna like, yeah, that's
No.
not shy.
I'm like, Mom.
Mom, come back here, Mom. That's a lost kitten.
Why does he drink from the end of his nose?
You're just now looking at the gift.
Yeah? Yeah, I am just now looking at the gif y'all sent in the Discord. Why does he drink from the end of his nose?
That's I don't know.
No fucking
His mouth looks to be all the way, like, down there. But he's taken the teacup all the way to the fucking end of his nose.
It's simple. You've never seen this motherfucker. This motherfucker's named Excalibur, and he's the most annoying piece of shit on the planet. He's worse than Jar Jar
played
Binks.
D&D.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
He's spinning.
So, this Eladrin woman notices you. Hello, dear. What can I do for you?
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with this type of thing.
Not a particularly religious person, but seeking
No.
guidance anyway?
Yes.
That's quite alright. That happens a lot here, actually. Especially in this temple.
Oh. Well, I mostly just... My friends that I'm traveling with, they've all gotten the favor of gods, and they're clearly up for greater things, and I'm just a bard. I'm kind of worried that eventually my time is going to end before theirs, and I'll just wake up.
I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare.
Celeste,
mean-
why?
I don't know I don't know if I've got a purpose here. I probably don't. But I just want to know why I'm here.
Well, she looks around and she delegates a couple of tasks to a couple people who seem to be, like, under her, like, hierarchically. come with me. We can sit together and send up a prayer to the lady, and perhaps she will respond to us.
I know she's in a little busy, so if it's going to be trouble, don't worry about it.
Oh.
It's no trouble at all.
All right.
Come with me. And she just kind of leads you back into an office. It looks almost like an office. There are tapestries covering the walls. One in particular that you notice depicts a beautiful, beautiful woman who Carrie's never seen before, but the rest of you have, and would recognize as Saheen herself.
The moon lady.
Hey, giant lady up there that's already gone.
I wasn't gonna say it.
In this tapestry, she sits plucking at a beautiful, intricate harp. And the edges of the tapestry have her hair and her dress fading away into smoke that just kind of shimmers in the light. And from there, you see it almost like strings, like threads, that lead from this central tapestry into other tapestries. One of which seems to fairly clearly depict home, with its beautiful spires, only in this image those spires are reflecting a very soft purple light. Most of the time that you've been here, the spires have reflected more of an orange color. Just because that's been the color of the sky, while the light in the sky itself, while it does cycle through all of the colors on your watch, the only time that seems to particularly matter is when it turns green. Because that is the only time that you've been warned that you need to be inside for. Is that just when it turns from blue to green. And the light isn't depicted in this image of home. And you see just, it branches off into just these beautiful, intricate tapestries, many of which have a very lunar motif about them. Lots of stars, lots of moons. You see beautiful monsters, if that makes sense. These just beasts and beings that you, even being from the Feywilds, do not recognize, but they are gorgeous and they are terrifying. Just kind of all at once. And you're just kind of in awe of them for a moment. And on the desk in the center of this room sits a crystal ball upon a clawed pedestal. Not like a evil claw-like thing, but like, you know how like a clawfoot bathtub?
Yeah.
It's like that, kind of.
Rounded edges.
I'm not sure how else to really describe it. Just the little feets.
Little toe beans.
Aww.
Just kind of sits, reflecting a massive spectrum of light into itself. There are no windows in this room, but light does seem to emanate slightly from these tapestries, which do seem to span, when you look closely enough, the entire spectrum of visible color. Just going around the room. There are a few chairs in this room, and the woman who led you here, the High Priestess, takes a seat behind the desk and gestures for you to sit in one of the other chairs.
Carrie's gonna sit in one of the chairs, I guess, just like not quite across from her, but like kinda.
Okay. First, we're going to see if prayer works. However, there has been some interference with Sahin in recent days, so if that doesn't work, I do not want you to feel discouraged.
I understand.
And she nods. And she sits up straight, just kind of shifting herself into a very formal position, and she offers one of her hands for you to hold.
Carrie's gonna straighten up too, I guess, and take her hand.
And the High Priestess closes both of her hands around yours. And in a voice that sounds honestly almost dreamlike. It's a very dreamy, airy sort of voice that doesn't quite feel right for the person it's coming from. Like, it sounds just a little bit too light for the form that it comes from, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And there is a small amount of power that just emanates from this High Priestess's voice. I see someone is continuing the scissors.
Sorry, it was driving me nuts.
It's okay, you can leave them there. I just got distracted.
Snip, snap.
That's all I was gonna do, is just scissors.
And she closes her hands around yours. And she closes her eyes. My Lady Sahin, here we have a child who requests your guidance and your assistance, wishing to know why she has been brought to this place alongside friends who seem to have destinies all their own. Please answer our prayer. Point us in the right direction. And
Andrew.
What?
you see
That was you that burped.
Shush. There is a slight glow about this High Priestess. And she emanates this kind of bluish light, and a little bit of mist seems to roll off her curly purple hair. And her eyes open, and they just sort of glow a little bit. Just this pale, almost gray-blue light just flowing from her eyes. And with a voice that is not her own, she speaks.
Oh, damn.
You think that you have no purpose here, my child. Of this you are incorrect. You have been brought here for a reason, and the lady needs you. With your friends, you will assist in her returning to her seat of power. Fear not, my child. All will be made clear. And the priestess is silent for a moment. And this is me giving you a chance to respond if you would like.
Carrie is just trying to find the words to say. Because this is a lot to take in.
After a moment, the priestess shudders slightly, and her eyes close, and that light fades away, and she seems to return to her own fully solid form. And she takes a deep breath. Well, it has been a while since that happened, but I do hope that you got your answer. She sounds unsure if... She sounds like she's not sure entirely what just happened. Like, she knows what happened, but she doesn't know what was said. Was the lady able to give you the answers you were seeking?
I think so.
I'm glad. She smiles. Is there anything else I can do for you, my dear? Would you like
Is there a
few
flower
minutes?
shop in town?
Yay.
Yes, there is. Have you got a map?
Yes, I do.
Alright, and she marks on your map the very same flower shop that I already have marked on the map.
I know, I just didn't want a metagame.
I appreciate that.
Convenient.
The convenience store, the speedway.
Now, do you need to sit down for a few more minutes, or are you alright?
I think I need to sit for a few more minutes.
That's quite alright, dear. I have my own duties to attend to, but if you like, I can walk you to the pews and you can sit there for as long as you need.
I would appreciate that greatly.
Of course. And she opens the door to let you leave and walks you over to just some pews painted in just this really dark, almost navy purple. Where you see that you aren't the only one that's just kind of sitting down. Some of the people here are praying, some of them are talking to each other. Some of them just seem to have their eyes closed, and you're not sure if they're praying or if they've fallen asleep. And she lets you sit down, and she goes about the rest of her duties.
Harry needs a minute.
What do you
Knows
guys
the feeling?
What do you guys say we end the session here?
Okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
until next time. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Speedway.
Good night. Good night.